Smackdown!
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nic and Big J. Welcome to Friday, 25th day of April 2025. My name is Nick. Hey, there's Big J right over there.
Hey,
Happy Friday to you, Big J.
oh man,
What's the matter?
AC/DC weekend, baby.
It is AC/DC weekend. That segues directly into my next question. What do you got planned for this weekend, bro?
Going to Las Vegas with you.
That's true,
Kind of together.
but separate.
Yeah.
The way we like it.
Yeah.
No, but
Done traveling together.
I was thinking outside of like a couple of like day trips and overnight trips, this is kind of like, despite the fact that we've known each other for almost 18 years, our first kind of like vacation together, right? Like we've gone to like Sun Valley together, we've gone to like
Yeah,
Jackpot
yeah.
together, we've gone to places, and we've gone to things to work, and we've spent a ton of time together.
It's not a vacation.
It's not
2 days.
Well,
man.
I mean,
it's
we're
not
going on
even a whole. It's like one whole day.
We're going on a recreational trip together. How about that?
Yeah, that's true.
You're right. But I mean, if we plan the way that so far it's planned, we're going to spend about 3 hours together during the weekend, at least right now.
Yeah.
We might be getting breakfast tomorrow together, and we're definitely going to do the John Wick experience together, but
Yeah.
our seats are different and at different places. At the AC/DC show in Allegiant Stadium is huge. So
Yeah.
don't know if we'll run into you there because there'll be about 70,000 people there. But
Probably won't be able to text each other,
no, probably not. Probably not.
but we'll be there together.
Yeah, we'll be in the same city
Yeah.
at the same time. That's not the Treasure Valley.
Right.
I think that counts. But yeah, we're flying at different times, both there and back.
Different airlines?
Different airlines altogether. So, yeah, we're barely in the
But
same
huge
stretch.
bucket list for both of us.
Yeah.
To see AC/DC, and this is probably our last chance, I would say.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's been 9 years since their last North American tour. I've never seen them. I was like,
9
we should
years
do
from
this.
now, I don't think they'll be around.
Listen, I'm not here to curse anybody. I hope they live eternal and they've unlocked some sort of secret and they're pumping them full of baby blood and they're here forever. But I don't know when that's going to happen. And so you got to see them while you can. And it's going to be hopefully a really good time. Plus, the Pretty Reckless are opening up, a band that we really love as well. So we'll get to see Taylor Momsen again. That's going to be pretty cool. I've never been to Allegiant Stadium. I've been around it,
me
but not
either.
inside of it. So
Me either.
I'm excited to experience that.
Have the concessions. Get concert nachos.
Are you planning on
I don't
eating
know.
at the
No.
Allegiant Stadium?
I don't think so.
You never know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have $18 beers. And so there'll be that people have to look forward to.
$24 Jack and Coke.
Yeah, what Big J will drink. So you're going to be spending all your Vegas money at Allegiant Stadium on drinks. And then I believe, if I remember your concert history, you're planning on getting hammered and dragged out of there about halfway through the AC/DC set, right?
No way, man.
But hopefully it's a good time. We are very excited. We'll come back on Monday with a full report. Today is the last day for a couple of really cool things. Number one, last day to get qualified for Sonic Temple is we have our big gigantic giveaway party coming up on Monday at Barbarian Brewing in Boise. So if you want to go to Sonic Temple, you better listen around 7:30 this morning. Last official day for Inflation Domination as well. So your last chance to grab some keywords and get in on the final drawing for 2025 American dollars. Plus, we have tickets to the Sold Out Nothing More show today. Big J's got your song of the week all lined up for you. Should be a good one. Plus, we play music. Alice in Chains kicking things off here on the morning after with Nic and Big J on the X.
Important stuff
Launch newsfeed.
on the morning after with Nic and Big J.
Believe it or not, Big J, the 2025 NFL draft yesterday, at least the first round of it, had a very Idaho theme, dude.
Oh, yeah? That was all the way in Wisconsin, bro.
First things first, of course, we all know that Boise State star running back ASHTON JENTY headed to Las Vegas. All the mock drafts had it correct after all. The Raiders selected him with the 6th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft on Thursday night. He becomes the highest pick in Boise State history. Of course, that formerly kind of was Ryan Clady's deal. He was selected 12th overall by the Broncos back in 2008, becomes the first running back selected since 2012 in the first round out of Boise State. That was Doug Martin. So congratulations to ASHTON. He was certainly one of the stars of the night, that's for sure. And Raider fans and all of the studs and the people that are paid to talk about this think it's a great draft pick and a great pick. And, of course, he's going to a Pete Carroll offense now who loves to run the ball like Marshawn Lynch. So maybe they have their workhorse in ASHTON JENTY, and they expect big things out of him in a Raiders uniform. The question is, Big J, will he wear number 2?
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
Daniel Carson, the kicker, has had number 2 for the last 8 years on the Raiders. And usually that's not something that is
A
given
kicker?
up. And still,
We're in here talking about kickers?
yeah, he's a Pro Bowler. So we will see. I mean,
Was he
maybe
a
he'll give it up for
first-round draft
pick? No, he sure wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But that doesn't mean that they just tell him to
Rip
give it
that
up.
thing right off of his...
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to welcome him with open arms to the team, but maybe a deal could be working out. Maybe he wears number 22 like Derrick Henry did back in the day. Who knows where he's going to go or what he's going to wear, but we know he's headed to the Raiders. Then, with the number 10 pick, Big J, the Chicago Bears took Colston Loveland. He is a tight end out of the University of Michigan, but he, of course, is a graduate from Gooding, Idaho's high school. And that's pretty impressive as well. He was in Gooding. The draft showed him and his family in their home in Gooding, Idaho, and celebrating the big draft pick. He was the first tight end off the board. Of course, the first player from Idaho to be selected in the first round since Leighton Vander Esch out of Salmon River went number 19 to the Cowboys back in 2018, another former Bronco. So congratulations to Mr. Loveland, and we'll see how he does hanging out in the Chicago Bears uniform. Of course, they have a pretty good tight end, so I don't know if that means they're going to go with a 2 tight end set or what's going to happen there in Chicago, but they are expecting to see things happen, I guess, in a different way.
Did you watch any of this last night?
No.
Oh, man, you missed out. So they had the beginning. They had, first of all, so many people.
Oh,
like
yeah.
200,000. I can't imagine being in the middle of that group. I don't know if you see any pictures.
I did see the pictures.
I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's crazy. But they had some former, Packer greats up on stage before.
Uh-huh.
One of them, Clay Matthews.
I saw
Jr.
that, yeah.
Did you see what he said?
Yes.
And the crowd goes wild. I laughed my ass off.
Bears still suck,
The
yeah.
Bears still suck.
That's a huge thing there for sure.
But no, it was quite the show last night. It was a lot of fun.
The real question, Big J, of course, before getting picked, ASHTON JENTY was wearing Crocs. Now, just earlier this week, you called anybody who wears Crocs an idiot.
Yeah.
So what happens when your two worlds collide like this?
Sorry.
Somebody-
I mean, I can't say it because I'm pretty sure he's getting paid to wear those. So, I respect that. I respect that he's making money to wear those.
Are you walking
The
back?
only way it's okay to wear Crocs is if you're getting paid to wear them.
All right. Well, listen. I think you're walking a line here. I don't know. Does that mean that
All
ASHTON
due
JENTY
respect to your wonderful girlfriend.
It's okay. But ASHTON JENTY is still an idiot then, or because he's getting paid, it's okay?
No, it's okay. He's
got
getting
it.
paid to wear them.
I got it.
When you do it leisurely for yourself.
Well, NFL fans will get to see 257 young guys start their career over the weekend thanks to the NFL draft. They can also watch a retired player, former linebacker Mel Owens, jump into the spotlight on The Golden Bachelor to find true love, Big J. The 66-year-old played for the Rams in the 80s. He's hoping for a second chance in companionship after his divorce in 2020. The show is scheduled to begin sometime in July, but the ABC is hoping that they're them bringing some athletes back into the fold that will actually improve the ratings of The Golden Bachelor. Of course, not the first time they've tried to do that. You remember when Jesse Palmer was the Bachelor, now an analyst for ESPN's college football. And that was one of the higher rated ones, so ABC's hoping to tap in again. I mean, I don't recognize the name, but I maybe if I saw the gentleman. But do you recognize Mel Owens from the 1980s?
I do not.
Doesn't mean that he wasn't a good player. It just means that, listen, we're old and sometimes we forget things. Big J, that Weezer movie that you're now a fan of because they cast Keanu Reeves is now getting bigger. It's going to feature Jack Black now, who, of course, has collaborated with the band in the past, on top of the names that have already been announced, like Johnny Knoxville and Juliette Lewis and Ben Schwartz and Eric Andre. So it's an all-star cast as it's kind of leaning into the comedy side of things. So I'm sure it's going to be a little bit fun. I'm guessing they're kind of filming it now while they're playing, and there's like going to be some concert footage and stuff involved. I'd like to know like who's written it, or is it like an improv movie? Because they're leaning in on some improv people like Eric Andre and Ben Schwartz, Jack Black too, of course. So maybe it's just like they're pointing at camera people and like have fun.
Yeah, I don't know. It's full circle for me. The first time I saw Tenacious D was opening for Weezer here many, many years ago, and Kyle and Jack came into the studio, did a little acoustic jam.
Believe that was the only time Tenacious D has played here. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Because Jimmy Eat World opened up on that show too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I saw that tour as well in Arizona. Not my first time seeing Tenacious D. I was a full-blown fan. I think probably that was my 5th or 6th time, but I certainly do like that they're coming together again and rock and rolling. So we'll see. We have no other details like when this movie's coming out. We just know that it's they're casting it, and they're rocking and rolling right now. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks. Tickets to their sold-out show, your chance to win, coming up a little bit later on this morning. That's nothing more House on Sand here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. Big J, a little bit later on today, you and the missus are about to crawl on a plane together and fly to another part of the country. Agree or disagree?
That's true.
Now, this is not something that is a rare occurrence. You guys travel together a lot. Certainly, she flies a lot more solo, but you've done this plenty of times. So when you are booking a flight or when you are going on a flight together, you usually fly an airline with assigned seats. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
That being Alaska Airlines, because that's a beautiful airline your wife works for. So when you purchase those seats, are you usually sitting together on a plane? Like you've got the aisle, she's got the middle seat, or you got the window, she's on the middle seat? Or do you spread out, or are you sitting in different parts of the plane altogether? What's the travel strategy for the Big J family?
We're sitting next to each other.
She always in the middle seat?
No. We usually don't. We haven't been in a lot of stuff where we had a middle seat.
Oh, it's like two
but no,
deckers?
No, if that were the case, then yeah, she would be end up in the middle seat.
But
probably.
you're always sitting next to each other, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's beautiful.
Unless it's like some sort of situation where we couldn't get a seat together. I mean, that's pretty rare. So.
Yeah, there are times where you guys fly standby and you probably get the only seats that are available sometimes, maybe, and they're not necessarily
We
together.
haven't flown standby in a long time.
Oh.
You got to have an extra day for that. We
That's
don't.
true.
So, unless we absolutely have to, we don't do that.
You don't have time for those games. According to travel advisors and relationship experts, most couples, when they do travel together, do in fact sit next to each other on a regular basis. But that is not necessarily an indication of how relationships are, and so maybe people shouldn't read too deep into it. If maybe somebody wants the aisle, the other person wants the window, and then there's an empty seat in the middle, and hopefully you spread out. But when they have a chance to do that, some people like their preferences, and it's a deal breaker if they can't have the window on an airplane for anxiety reasons or whatever. And the same can be said for people in aisle seats. So maybe don't take it personally if the person you're with doesn't want to sit next to you. I don't know. I've always sat next to somebody, but that's just the way that things are in the modern world, and maybe you don't have to read into it too much. But couples who do have the chance to have the middle suite in between them, they do recommend that you limit your interactions, Big J. That way the person in the middle isn't like, Jesus H, why don't these people just sit next to each other? Why do I have to be involved in every single conversation? If you want to talk so much, sit next to each other.
That would be, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to have a conversation with my wife if she's sitting a seat away from me. That would be rude.
Is it just me? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's my ears because I've got years of radio. My hearing sucks. I can barely hear anybody on an airplane, which is one of the reasons why I almost always have headphones on. But it's something about the pressure or the airflow in there.
It's a combination of all of those things. Yeah.
Like if somebody's not almost yelling 2 seats away from me, I can't hear a damn word they're saying.
Right. That's why you should bring a walkie-talkie.
Is that what it is?
Hey, what's going on over there in that seat?
That explained your Christmas present to me last year. Morning After with Nic and
Airline
Big J.
walkie-talkies.
There's your airline update. Big J's got his song of the week. It's next on the X. Pearl Jam, Even Flow here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. Every Friday, Big J selects a song to get your weekend kicked off right. First, you find out the what, then you find out the why. Big J, what you got going on this week?
We got some Jack Black here with a song called I Feel Alive.
Check it out. It's Big J's Song of the Week on the X. There's Big J's Song of the Week, Jack Black, I Feel Alive, here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. What'd you pick that song for, dude?
Yeah, man. Well, let's see. Jack Black going to be part of a movie with Weezer. No, that's not the reason. No, that's from the soundtrack of a Minecraft movie, Nick. Of course, it was retired on Cage Match last week. So that's something cool. But also, man, if it wasn't for soundtracks, like I never would have ever been introduced to rock music at all. I grew up in a small town in Montana. The only radio we had was country radio. And music wasn't like a huge thing in my family. So it was through movies and TV that I was introduced to a lot of music. And that's one of the reasons why I love soundtracks so much, I think. And Jack Black has definitely been a part of a few awesome soundtracks. That's for sure. And so that's a pretty awesome thing, man. And I appreciate it. And of course, we do have our Morning After the Movies podcast, which you can check out. We did do a Minecraft movie a couple weeks ago, and then this week we did Sinners, so that's up and running now. So if you want to check that out, Sinners, an amazing movie.
You should subscribe to our Morning After the Movies podcast, as a matter of fact, now that you're taking our suggestions and doing stuff.
Yeah.
That will be a great way so that you don't miss a single episode. And a reminder, we split them up into 2 parts. The first part is spoiler-free. Then we get into the actual spoilers of the film, so you can listen to the podcast without having seen the movie to figure out what we think about it and if we recommend it to you. And then once you've seen the movie, you can go back and listen to the spoiler section as we get into the nitty-gritty of the film and don't spoil anything for you. That's the format we have adopted for the podcast. We're in season number 9, Big J. It appears to be a winner. That's all I'm trying to say.
Sticking around.
It is. And got to give Jack Black credit. I mean, back in the day, you talked about soundtracks and stuff. It used to be a continuous thing, especially with like big hit movies, and there was one song on the soundtrack that literally took you through the plot of the movie. And then at some point, those just went away, and they tried to co-op like hit songs or have somebody write something original for the film and work it in. Jack Black has single-handedly now in 3 movies brought back I'm going to tell you what happens in this movie during the song, and that's the way it's going to go. So we're efforting trying to get Jack Black back on the show, and if we do, I'm going to ask him about that, because he must have the same experience we did when we were kids about, I'm just going to tell you what happens in this film, in this particular song, and it's fun and it's good.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't seen the movie, you're probably one of the 3 or 4 people in America that haven't, but a Minecraft movie, pretty big hit, pretty big deal.
Yep.
Morning After with Nick and Big J, important stuff, and your last chance, at least on the Morning After, to qualify for Sonic Temple. That's next on the X.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Big J, you're heading away for the weekend. I hope you're ready to get sexy.
Yeah, baby.
Because
I got my sexy clothes.
According to 63% of American couples, they get much more physical when they are out of town for a short amount of time or a long amount of time compared to when they were in town. You understand?
Yeah, of course they do.
The PDA raises almost 93%. The actual getting it on raises about 37%. Get it on. 53% of couples say that they actually hold hands when they're away from home, when they almost never do that. 45% admit to more kissing in public than they usually do, and public displays of affection overall. And, of course, 47% say they like to stay up a little bit later. Big J, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
When they are
sleeping in
on vacation. Of course, the shared experience of new surroundings create the perfect backdrop, Big J, for deepening your connection with your significant other. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And doing something that make memories last, like trying that new position you've been talking about. So according to the survey, one thing that you can do if things feel a little stagnant and you want to rekindle things a little bit, take a weekend away. Have what Big J, I believe you used to call it hotel sex, right?
Hotel sex, baby.
It's different.
No cleanup.
That's somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
That's why you tip the maid staff, everybody. Because there is going to be some hazardous materials. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yep.
Big J, you were right. You called it on this very show yesterday. You're like, how really good is Shadir Sanders? And there were a lot of people that had him going in the top 10 of the NFL draft. Some people weren't exactly sure. They thought for sure he'd be the number 2 quarterback off the board. Turns out neither of those things were true. Of course, Cam Ward went number 1 overall at the NFL draft last night, the quarterback out of Miami, now the franchise quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. But then where would Shadir land? They thought maybe the Giants might take him at 8. They thought maybe he might fall down to the Colts, or perhaps even the Saints might take him a little bit later on. But no, they opted for offensive linemen. And then the Giants traded back up into the first round. And then they're like, here we go, Shadir Sanders time. And they went ahead and took Mississippi quarterback Jackson Dart as their pick in the first round, which means Shadir Sanders still sitting there at the old number after the first round, after number 10. Now the Cleveland Browns have like 4 picks in the next like 10, and they're thinking that maybe even they go there, and Shadir Sanders is going to be a Brown here soon, but we will see if that actually happens or not.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, once you start to see him slide, I think some of the other teams are like, we might be able to get this guy in the next round.
Well, yeah.
So risk it, especially if you're not 100% on him. I think he turned off a lot of people with the way he was, acting and the attitude and, some of the baggage that's going to come with. Hence Coach Prime. Like, I was hearing some folks this morning talk about how it's like, does Dayball want to draft Shedeur Sanders when Coach Prime could easily come in and take his job when by the 8th game, the Giants still suck?
Yeah.
That's just something you don't want to have hanging around all the time.
Probably why they took that. Well, though, again, your head coach isn't your GM in most cases. So the GM has to make that decision. The coach is usually boxed out.
A lot of times now these guys are tied together.
But not Dable. He's already on the block as it is. I don't know if you're taking a lot of advice from that guy for drafting. But either way, not the Giants' problem. I truly believe he doesn't last past the Browns, one of these couple of picks right out of the gate here. They desperately need a quarterback, as Joe Flacco right now is currently the quarterback on the roster. So my guess is Sanders is going to be picked very early on today, and it'll be the Cleveland Browns that take him. But I am no expert, as it has been proven time and time and time again. Hey, Big J, back in 1998, do you remember the movie Urban Legend? The horror movie, the slasher movie. It had Rebecca Gayheart in it, had Alicia Witt, Jared Leto, Joshua Jackson, Tara Reid, Robert Englund was in it. It's all about, man. You don't remember it?
No, I don't know. I don't remember it at all.
It came around right around the time of I Know What You Did Last Summer, and had a bunch of young people that were dealing with the slasher and had to beat it. It all revolved around to college, and they're going to reboot it. And it's going to happen from the people that put together the Nun franchise and Annabelle. They're going to bring back Urban Legend. Now, the original film revolved around a college that was plagued by a killer that draws inspiration from popular legends. They killed people using pop rocks and soda. Remember that? Urban Legend, that kind of thing. So the reboot is exploring the concept of urban legends in a modern digital world, although I'm sure the plot is going to be somewhat like that. It didn't do very well at the box office, so it's interesting it's getting a reboot. But if anything will teach anything these days is that you want to make some money, try making a horror movie and put it out around Halloween and just see what sticks to the wall.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see the first person murdered by an NFT.
It's gonna happen soon.
It'll be great.
Be ready, or somebody's gonna be Bitcoin to death. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your important stuff. Last band standing next on the X.
Let's play Last Band Standing to get qualified for a trip for two to Sonic Temple, presented by Axio Auto. AxioAuto.com. On 100.3, The X rocks.
All right, procrastinators, you did it. It's your last day to get qualified for our gigantic trip to Sonic Temple, of which we are going to give away on Monday at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City, right off of Chinden. All you have to do if you want to be one of our last people qualified is to get on the phone right now, 208-287-1003. Big J will then ask you a last band standing multiple choice question. This is a question about one of the many, over 110 bands playing Sonic Temple coming up on May 8th through the 12th in Columbus, Ohio. And if you get it right, you get an exclusive invite to our big party happening Monday at Barbarian Brewing. We are going to play some bingo and give away a ton of prizes, including our grand prize, which is a trip for two to Columbus to check out this. We'll take care of your airfare. We'll take care of your hotel. We'll take care of your tickets to the Sold Out Festival. You just got to show up and have a good time. And on both accounts, really. So best of luck to everybody. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then to the phones we go. Hello, the X.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Who's this?
This is Daniel.
All right, Daniel, you're up first. Here comes Big J with your multiple choice question.
Linkin Park once teamed up with this rapper to release a full album of mashups called Collision Course. Was it Tupac, DMX, or Jay-Z?
DMX.
DMX is not the right answer.
I'm sorry, Daniel. Thank you, however, for playing. We do appreciate you tuning in and listening, but no, never released Collision Course with Linkin Park. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, here comes Big J with a question.
Linkin Park once teamed up with this rapper to release a full album of mashups called Collision Course. Is it Tupac, DMX, or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
That's 100% correct.
Well played, sir. What is your name?
My name is Robert.
All right, Robert, you were one of the last people qualified for our big
Robert Paulson?
giveaway. No. It's only in Team and Project Mayhem do we have names like that. But congratulations, Robert. You got yourself all set up, and you're qualified for our party happening on Monday at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City. Everybody else listening, 2 more chances to get in today with Jason Drew at 12:30 and with Adam at 5:10. Reminder, if you've been trying to get through and you haven't had a chance, Monday we'll draw a couple people out there at Barbarian Brewing, so there's still some last chances to get in and get qualified to play those bingo games with us and possibly win some really, really cool prizes. Morning After with Nic and Big J. We're going to go to hell. It's going to happen next on the X Rocks.
Light stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Where the hell is the switch?
The Morning After with Nic and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Big J, I know your thoughts on aliens, that you are a believer that aliens walk among us and have for a long time and they're hiding in plain sight.
I don't think I've ever said that.
What do you think about metahumans? Do you think metahumans walk among us and are hiding their powers from everyday humans, like they have a Kevin Costner in their life, Man of Steel style, that's going, no, let the tornado kill me. Don't show your powers.
No.
People
No,
won't
there's-
understand who you are.
No, there's no meta.
Okay.
No metahuman.
So you don't think there's like a group of X-Men living in seclusion somewhere that perhaps are at one point going to save humanity or have supernatural powers that can't be explained?
No, sir.
All right. Well, then I'm going to need your help here. Explain to me today's We're Going to Hell story.
PCP.
Yeah, well, wait till you hear the story. So we are going to Russia for today's story.
Russia.
And we are going to meet an 80-year-old grandmother from Yekaterinburg, Russia.
And Nana.
Yeah, that's right, a Nana. Wearing her babushka, Big J. And she is there in Russia living her life. And she lives in a high-story apartment building, Big J, there on the 6th floor. And she is cleaning her windows. You know how you have to do that from time to time.
Yeah. Can't see out of them.
And she is cleaning the inside, and then she opens it up to clean the outside. And wouldn't you know, Big J, it was right around that point that she just straight up goes ass over tea kettle out of her window and falls 6 stories.
Jesus.
She falls 6 stories and lands back first, a la like a splash style, on the top of a vehicle that is parked below her window, crushing in the top of the vehicle, crushing in the windshield. I mean, doing some serious damage to this car. If you look at this car, it looks like somebody has fallen on it from a great height. She then, Big J, gets up, rolls up off the car, and is completely unscathed from any injuries that have happened. Now, normally you'd go BS, but this was captured on several different angles of CCTV cameras that have been making the rounds on social media ever since this event happened on last Thursday. It's all over your TikTok. There's several angles of her cleaning her window and then just straight up spilling out of this thing, landing on this vehicle, which is a Hyundai, and then rolling off and walking around. Police confirmed that the event did happen. They confirmed there was no sign of foul play. Not only did she manage to survive the fall, but despite the fact that she denied wanting to go to the hospital, they made her go anyway, and they found only some small bruises around her back, no broken bones, no major injuries, no even minor injuries from this particular event, other than a couple of bruises on her back.
Damn, who is she, the Red Guardian?
Meanwhile, the car looks like it's been crushed because, well, somebody fell on top of it. And again, there's about 4 different angles of this happening. Like maybe if there was one, you could go, okay, you could do a lot of things with stuff. But there's from far away, from close up, all of them doing the same things and all of them from different places and different businesses and all sorts of stuff. So this appears to be, at least from the outside looking in, a legitimate thing that happened. So now they're trying to figure out how or why this woman kind of walked away unscathed. Now, could be a lot of things. Maybe, at the age of 80, there's not a lot of reaction you can do. Maybe she didn't tense up and she the
went
body
loose. Go loose, baby.
The impact of the fall. Maybe at 80 years old, your bones get a little bit, more flexible. Who the hell knows?
No, osteoporosis. They usually break easy.
Right. One would think some sort of injury would have been taken in from this particular fall, other than some back bruises. I mean, just the glass cuts on her leg from the windshield, like nothing has happened to this amazing woman. And she is back in her house, going about her regular day, doing her thing.
Yeah, they should be sending her to the front. They need her.
So now you're believing in that she's invincible and there's some sort of metahuman power. All right.
Like I said, Red Guardian.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, she's 80 years old. I don't know if the PCP thing holds up, but there's some other things going on there that are very,
vodka.
very. Maybe she was hammered.
Russians are tough, man. Don't mess with them. So,
all right. I mean, there's some
Comes from
generalizations there, but I understand what you're saying. Either way, it's an incredible story. It's all over social media. Take a look. Search for 80-year-old woman falling out of window. You'll see all the videos that I've seen. It doesn't look like it felt good. It looks like probably her back at least should be broken, maybe more. And she just rolls off and goes about her day. Like, the police had to come track her down in her apartment and go, ma'am, we need you to go to the hospital. And she's like, I'm fine. So, trust Grandma, I guess.
Up.
Take her advice when it comes to taking impacts. Morning after.
Oh, my God.
With Nic and Big J. You're welcome.
What the hell?
There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X-Rocks.
Here's important stuff on the morning after with Nic and Big J.
Big J, it is official, at least according to recent analysis from House Fresh, which is a homemade service. They have ranked, at least as far as the top 50 cities in America, the cleanest and dirtiest in the United States. They did this by spending 3 years going through about 12.3 million different sanitation-related requests over the past year, and over the past 3 years, and figured out which one of these cities is the cleanest and the dirtiest. So the top 50 cities, meaning the most populated cities in the United States of America, they rank them from cleanest to dirtiest. Big J, what do you think is the dirtiest city in the United States of America? I think you'll be surprised.
Okay.
It's a big city, but
yeah. Let's go with.
It's by a long shot, too.
Let's go with Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida, no. Actually, that's one of the cleaner ones, believe it or not.
San Francisco.
San Francisco in the top 5 cleanest in the United States of America. Yes.
Except for the bum poop.
Well, here's the thing. People have to actually complain about it in order for it to be registered in this particular survey. But by far, the dirtiest city in America is Baltimore, Maryland, Big J, with almost 47,000 annual complaints about sanitation issues. That tops the list. Sacramento is the second dirtiest city, then Charlotte, then Los Angeles, then Memphis, then Boston, then San Antonio, then Kansas City, and then Buffalo, and then Dallas. There's your top 10. Cleanest city in America, also by a long shot, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Big J. Only
nobody's there.
309. Hey, it's the 30th ranked city in America as far as population, pal. 309 sanitation complaints over the last on an annual basis, which is incredible. Riverside, California, second cleanest, then Philadelphia, then Austin, then San Francisco, then Miami, then New York, believe it or not, then New Orleans, then Oakland, and then Houston. There are your clean and dirty cities. It's, again, probably something to keep in mind. This is about, in order for it to be registered in this survey, people had to complain about it. So odds are, Big J, if you saw bum poop on the sidewalk, you'd probably walk right over and not complain to anybody about it. Because that's the kind of guy most people are. And so they have to actually get a complaint registered and logged in order for it to qualify for this particular survey. So maybe that's why, maybe if you've had a bad experience in New York and you don't understand how it's not on there, maybe it's because there wasn't complaints about it. But they did a lot of deep dive into all this stuff, and that's how they came up with this particular information. So now you know. I've never been to Baltimore, so I can't say how clean or dirty it is, but by far it's the most dirtiest as far as complaints go. So either people are real petty or it's a filthy city, one of the two. Have you ever been?
No, I've never been.
Okay, so then we can't speak to that either. But I've been to some of these other places. Milwaukee, I remember as a kid having there was a big movement about making sure you don't litter and trash. Now, not to say that people don't do that. It's been almost 30 years since I've lived there.
Litter our town.
So who knows? But still. Even if you're not a diehard fan of the Milwaukee Bucks or the Indiana Pacers, you might want to consider watching the next couple of playoff games between the teams. Now, tonight and Sunday are games 3 and 4. Indiana has a 2-0 series lead, but why would you tune in if you don't care? It's been pretty chippy, Big J, these first 2 games. Lots of bad blood throughout the season. It's spilled into the playoffs. They've had some brawls and some punches thrown, so it at least should be entertaining, if not have some intensity towards it. But as a Bucks fan, I'd just like them to stop fighting and actually win a game or two. That'd be nice.
It would be, right?
But we will see what ends up happening. Playoffs have been the Bucks' kryptonite, but finally Damian Lillard's back. He played last game too, but clearly was off. So we'll see how Game 3 goes back in Milwaukee, which is slated for tonight against Indiana. Big J, do you think Netflix is murdering theaters?
No.
Okay, you were kind of willy-nilly on it, though.
Well, I mean, they've thrown a lot of money at a lot of things, and sometimes those things are half done. So they're half good movies. But I think that they keep a lot of that stuff, and they don't let you go to the movies to see them. So
if you ask theater goers, theater owners, they'll say, yeah, the streaming companies haven't done us any favors, and probably one of the big reasons why people aren't going to the theater unless it's a gigantic tentpole movie anymore. But if you ask CEO Ted Sarandos of Netflix, he'll say, nah, man, we good. He thinks they're saving Hollywood. He was talking about the Time 100 Summit in New York, where he discussed the impact on Hollywood. And he said that the fact that the theaters are declining and struggling, it doesn't really bother him. That's not his problem. But he would be bothered if people stopped making great movies. He emphasized that Netflix focuses on delivering content in ways that align with people's preferences. And right now, people prefer to watch movies at home. And they will continue pumping them out for them and give them the content that they're looking for and have the theaters worry about their own problems because Netflix has their problems to deal with. So he's not exactly sympathetic with the theater problems. I can understand that. That's not his business. But I think it's fairly obtuse to say that you don't think you've had any kind of impact in the theater-going world. I do, but I would also argue, I agree with you, Big J. A lot of the Netflix movies are kind of, mostly okay. There's a lot of really bad ones on there, and there's like a handful of amazing ones on there. Most of them are kind of in the middle somewhere and are just all right. Like, yeah, I suppose I spent 90 minutes to 2 hours watching that. I don't think I'll ever think about it again, is kind of the way Netflix movies go. But hey, listen, man, that's how most of our content is absorbed. We binge stuff so much that we watch things and then 2 days later can't remember a thing about what we watched, you know? One of your big complaints about breezing through a series so much. Yeah. It's difficult to retain any kind of information when you do that. Meanwhile, if you remember back in the 90s when there was a show that you would watch every week and wait for it, you probably remember some intricacies about that. You live
with the episode the whole week. Yeah. Seinfeld.
And you still remember some of those things.
Absolutely.
And they stick with you. There's a way about that. There's something to be said about our attention and how it goes with consuming media or any kind of content that way. That being said, make sure you download our podcast and listen to the show in its entirety without any songs
binge
or commercials.
God, binge it and comment.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your important stuff. Your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
Here's traffic inside the TDS Fiber Traffic Center on 100.3 The X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. Right. On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Yeah, we got us a sold-out show. Nothing more happening May 6th at the Knitting Factory. We'll hook you up with tickets, get you qualified for a VIP meet and greet with the band, all of that, but you're going to have to earn it because you're going to have to beat Nic in Pop Culture Smackdown.
208-287-1003 is the number you need to call if you'd like to play Pop Culture Smackdown. Claim this prize, tickets to a sold-out show. Brag to your friends about how you were on the radio and kicked some dude's ass this morning. It's all in the game if you want to get on the phone and play. 208-287-1003. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And to the phones we go. Hello, the X.
What's going on?
How you doing, buddy? What's your name?
It's Mike.
All right, Mike, you're up first.
This side dish that comes in a box is tagged as the San Francisco treat. Is it rice-a-roni, Kraft mac and cheese, or Uncle Ben's?
Rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, it's delicious. Nick, you're a fan of Jeopardy. You watch lots of Jeopardy.
I try.
Who holds the record for the most winnings on Jeopardy?
Ken Jennings?
Oh, that is incorrect.
Wrong. I mean, are you total or in a row, you mean?
Total.
Oh.
Total.
It's not Ken
Total
Jennings?
Winnings. No.
He won
is
like
second.
Okay, who's number one?
Brad Sutter with $4.98 million.
Oh, you're talking about money. I thought you were talking about games.
Winnings.
I'm sorry.
But your answer would have been Brad Sutter.
No, it wouldn't have been. It still would have been. But I mean, when I was thinking about how many games they had won, that's the line of thought that I was locked into,
Yeah,
and so
sorry.
I was in the wrong category altogether. No, Brad Sutter is a name that I don't even. I mean,
Really?
I remember. Yeah,
Oh.
it's just not something that sticks with me. I'm sorry. But hey,
Now I know.
congratulations,
Now I know,
Mike.
though.
Tickets to go check out. Any questions about Brad Sutter? You got me, buddy.
Jeopardy.
Pegged it to the floor. Good job, man. You're all set up for nothing more, and you're having yourself a good old time at that sold-out show, and you're in the running for that VIP meet and greet, too. Please hang on just 1 second. We'll get some information from you and make sure you're set. We're going to talk Comedy Lounge here next on the X Rocks. Jay, it is Friday morning here on the Morning After. That means there's always something going on at the lounge. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You idiot!
I do it out of habit. the Comedy Lounge.
Idiot.
You know, don't worry, because our partner who introduces and closes all the shows still has not switched over to the new name. He's still calling it, and it's okay. I mean, for right now on socials, and I'll probably do it for the foreseeable future, it says the Comedy Lounge in parentheses at the end of the universe.
Okay.
Just so that we can kind of let people know, like, we are switching over, but you know, eventually we're still going to have this event center side that's going to need a name. We may keep that name and have, we don't know. We're all over the place. But yeah, Comedy Lounge at the end of the universe is totally fine.
Yeah. Don't give me 3 things to call it, Jen, because otherwise I'm really going to make a mess
We're
of
just
it.
having a small identity crisis. That's all.
That's all right. I mean, listen, we've been talking about it for well over years now at this point, that if you want to go for comedy, the lounge is the place to go. So it makes sense to call it the Comedy Lounge. And but, you know, you still do other things besides just comedy. This weekend is a perfect example of that, right?
Yes. Tomorrow night we are having, this is our 3rd annual adult prom. And this year is, the theme is A Night Under the Stars. And Coral and I were at the lounge for about 5 hours yesterday, hanging star curtains all across the ceiling. It looks beautiful. My neck, not so beautiful right now. A lot of looking up, but that's okay because it's gorgeous. So you get to dance under this incredibly, like, how big is that star curtain now? It's huge.
Oh gosh, it's close to 2,000 square feet. I think.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, a lot of zip ties were used in the process of putting that up, but it looks amazing, and it benefits the Boise Rescue Mission. So your ticket money is going towards the rescue mission, and as many people know, they do incredible work in our community for people who are in need. So you would be benefiting that. It's also a food drive. So if you're coming, please bring a canned food item or something that's non-perishable, so we can put it in our. I mean, we filled up, I think, 3 or 4 huge barrels last year.
Awesome.
So yeah, and that all gets donated to, as well as money. So please come out for that, and you know, wear a nice big dress if you have it. Go shopping at the thrift stores; they've got tons of stuff. Or whip out that wedding dress, or Coral said earlier, or a power suit.
Yeah, no, it's a prom. Like, I mean, it's dressed to the nines. Have some fun. You're going to be dancing. You're going to be having a good time. You're going to be unlike most proms, you'll be able to drink, and so there's an opportunity for you to have a little bit of fun.
Legally, some of us did it anyway.
So it'll be a fun time.
Yeah, and then there's some extra stuff too.
Oh, yeah. So we've got a bunch of entertainment going on that night. For the first couple hours, we're going to have Maddie J and the Grays. So that is going to be a live band. So bring your dancing shoes. And then later on in the night, we're going to have a DJ come out just to play your, get your regular dancing music on.
To get low.
Exactly. Exactly. The
My
stuff that
knees
was
don't
played
get
at my
low
prom.
anymore, by the way.
And then for food, we will have Timberlake cuisine on site, and I'm so excited. I love having his food around because, like, 1, it smells so good, but 2, like, it fills you up. They've got mac and cheese and pulled pork that he spends
he does these
hours
barbecue
on.
mac and cheese bowls. So it's like this bed of macaroni and cheese that is so good, and like
making me
homemade,
hungry.
and then puts the pulled pork on top of it with this incredible
It puts the
barbecue
pulled
sauce.
pork on the mac and cheese.
Nelson gets the hose again. Way to make the delicious food creepy. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, so food and entertainment, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it all is for a good cause. So that is tomorrow night, and doors for that are at 7, I believe.
Yes.
Perfect. But tonight we have another installment of our New Faces Showcase, which was a huge success last time we did it. And as the people that are coming to the lounge know, we typically bring in big nationally touring headlining acts, people that are TV, movie credited. And we have lots of that coming up. So please go to the website, loungeboise.com, because we did just, for Mother's Day weekend, secure a big name comedian. And we just announced that like BoJack Horseman, Space Force.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, she's amazing. So definitely go to the website, check that out. And we also have like a Weird Al dude coming in the week after next. But tonight, it's our New Faces Showcase. We are showcasing 6 new comedians, and then we have a professional on the show as well. The last one, we had no seats left for it. If you've never been to the lounge, this is a great opportunity to come. The tickets are free, but you still need to go online and get some. So go to loungeboise.com and get tickets for that. And these are all people that are handpicked. by one of our comedians that works at the club regularly, who's kind of out at the community and looking at all the different mics and stuff, and he handpicks them because these are people that are like really on their way somewhere in this industry. So they come to the lounge, we look at them, and then we typically bring them into our roster and put them on a roster of comics that then work at the club. The last one that we did, I think every single one of them, we were like, yeah, you guys can work on our professional shows.
Yeah.
So we were so excited, and I'm excited to see what's out there. So this is some of these people I've never seen before.
And this is free, I heard, right?
This is free,
Okay.
yes. So,
what a great
but you
idea.
still need to go online and go through the checkout process because we only have a limited amount of seats and we don't want people to be turned away.
Overbook, yeah.
So if it does, I mean, and we're pretty good about like, if you want to stand back here with me in the tech booth, if it's one or two people, but I can't have 20 people crammed in the tech booth. However, so if you go grab those tickets, that would be great because then we know you're coming. And if it winds up selling out like it did last time, we'll put it on our message, about an hour or so before the show, or let you know if there's a couple tickets left, so you can always call that line.
Well, what a great idea for an ongoing series that you guys do over there.
Yes,
for
it's
sure.
about every 3 months we're going to be doing this now. Yeah, so if you've never been to the club, it's a good opportunity to come, and that way, if you didn't like it, you're like, well, it didn't cost me anything.
That's right.
But I can't see that happening unless you're just dead inside.
Yeah. And God knows you're not because you listen to this show, for crying out loud. So if you are interested, check out loungeboise.com. That's where you need to do that checkout that Jen was talking about to grab those tickets for tonight that are free or to see any of the upcoming comedians and artists that you have booked up for the remainder of the year so far. And you're always adding talent to that calendar. And then, of course, it's a good opportunity to talk about the laugh passes and the holiday passes that you have for grabs there on the website, too.
Yes. So if you are somebody that wants to come regularly, or you actually have a larger than normal group, you're putting together a special event, we have laugh passes on the website. The Jedi passes are all sold out for this year. We usually release those in the middle of summer, so you can look for that. And those are for yourself and a guest, and you can come to anything and everything for a full calendar year. Those are save you thousands of dollars. And we do have people that bought them that are there every single weekend, which is amazing. And then we've got some ticket packages under Laugh Passes, and there's like a novice one, and I think you get 4 tickets for the price of 3, and then there's like the enthusiast one, so it's 6 for the price of 4. So it'll save you money. And those ones, it doesn't have to be you can use it all at once, or you can use it over time just for yourself. And then we have a holiday pass for our improv shows. So Uproar Improv, formerly Creatively, who works with us regularly and does a lot of holiday-themed shows, improv shows, family-friendly shows. They're coming back with a whole bunch of holiday-themed shows, so that'll be for the whole calendar year, and their holiday pass is up there, which will also save you hundreds of dollars. So if you like coming out for these events regularly and you need some things to do, those passes in the long run are going to save you tons of bucks.
For all of you balling on a budget, that's what you need to look for and check it out and have some great times seeing some great shows at the Comedy Lounge. So check out loungeboise.com for any information and all those passes that we talked about. And as always, it's great to see you. Thank you very much,
here.
Jen. Thank you,
Thanks
Coral,
for
for
having
coming
us.
in. We appreciate it. Morning After with Nic and Big J. Last day for inflation domination. That's next on the X. Morning After with Nic and Big J. You've heard us talk about a really cool thing happening at xrock.com come 9 o'clock. It is Be Our Guest. And this week it is the Schnitzel Garden. And it's pretty awesome to have a couple people in studio to talk about what's happening at the Schnitzel Garden. We have Elena and Zion in studio. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Very happy that you guys are here. Of course, you are not messing around when it comes to the authentic German food that you have at the Schnitzel Garden. So much so, you got me spelling garden wrong. You do it with a T, just like they do in Germany. And so you're really taking this seriously. Tell us a little bit about the origin story. Like, why did you decide to do this, and why here in Boise?
There was no German restaurant at the time in Boise, and we decided it's about time. Now there are a few more options. Of course, there's a great downtown place, but we wanted to open something for Germans, and it's a great food. We found something with a wonderful patio. In the summertime, it's just amazing there. Really, really good times.
Yeah, maybe you could break it down for the audience just a little bit in case they don't know what schnitzel is.
It's a pounded meat. We pound it down to the pancake, and then it's egg washed and breaded, and we put it in oil, and then it goes on your plate with some of our delicious sauces.
It's pretty amazing.
Can't
and
go
you,
wrong.
Yeah, you have a lot of different options there, and authenticity is a big deal. But on top of that, the garden part of the Schnitzel Garden is the patio. And I mean, if you enjoy authentic German beer, doing it outside in weather like it's going to be, that's really the place to experience it all, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's very family friendly. Bring your friends. We have huge benches. So it's amazing to share this with your friends. Just sit around. And, once a month we have live accordion players coming in. So makes it even more fun. And it's loud. It's happy. People dance sometimes.
It's really, my some of my family have had the opportunity to spend some time at Oktoberfest in Germany, and this was really, and they have been to Schnitzel Garden, so it's a really authentic. I mean, you guys have really, brought that atmosphere back here to Boise in the Treasure Valley, and it's quite awesome.
Thank you so much. We try, and everything is made from scratch. Zion is there making thousands of schnitzels.
I'm one of the prep cooks too.
Yeah, you're not messing around, huh?
No, I get down in the kitchen.
He's an amazing chef too.
And, we talk about the schnitzel, but there's lots of other German dishes that are on that menu depending on what you enjoy. I mean, I saw that even for the dessert side of things, there's strudel, and all of that I'm sure is made from scratch as well, right?
Yeah, and we have some amazing brats. Our pretzels are super soft and delicious.
That's what I was going to say. The mega pretzel,
Yeah.
it like feeds like it's the biggest pretzel I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's like
huge. And
gigantic,
you got to
right?
get the bacon and cheese dipping sauce too. Pair it with a beer, you can't go wrong.
That's awesome. So if you are looking for awesome German authentic food, you might want to check out the Schnitzel Garden. It's in Garden City. Of course, you can grab yourself $50 for $25 right now at xrock.com, part of Be Our Guest, and we certainly recommend that you do that. Thank you very much for coming in and talking about your business. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You bet.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the morning after with Nic and Big J.
Bad impressions. We have some Cradle of Filth tickets here for you. Metal, man, right in your face. May 20th, over at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. We will hook you up with these tickets if you can figure out bad impressions this morning.
Why don't you get on the phone, 208-287-1003, and play a little game called Bad Impressions for these tickets. It works like this. Big J has 3 clues. They all revolve around somebody pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is in 3 clues or less, it is you going to Cradle to Filth, which is a pretty cool thing if you want in on it. Big J, are you prepared?
I'm prepared.
Then let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X. Oh, hello.
You can do. Oh,
Heard the phone switching hands. Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Will.
All right, Will, you're up first. Good luck.
Is anyone hotter than me right now? Starring in The White Lotus, Righteous Gemstones, and Fallout Season 2 coming soon.
The next one.
I have my own line of goggle sunglasses called Goggins Goggles.
The last one.
Baby Billy Freeman is one of the most used memes on the internet. You are all welcome.
Morgan Freeman.
It is not Morgan Freeman. Close, though.
It would be great if Morgan Freeman was in the Righteous Gemstones, Big J.
And White Lotus.
Hello, the X. Oh, okay. Fine.
I think Morgan Freeman's sunglasses would be Freeman's goggles.
Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, did you hear Big J's clues, or do you need him again?
I need him again.
Is anyone hotter than me right now? Starring in The White Lotus, Righteous Gemstones, and Fallout Season 2 coming soon. I have my own line of goggles, sunglasses called Goggins Goggles.
Next one.
Baby Billy Freeman is one of the most used memes on the internet. You are welcome. We're gonna force it.
How about Amy Lou Wood?
No, I don't know who that is.
She's in The White Lotus.
Oh.
Big J. No.
We're gonna make this guy a household name. It's unbelievable that he's not.
One of the clues contains his last name.
Yeah, for God's sake.
Hello, the X.
How's it going?
Hey, man, who's Big J trying to be?
Can I get the clues again?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Is anyone hotter than me right now? Starring in The White Lotus, Righteous Gemstones, and Fallout Season 2 coming soon. I have my own line of goggle sunglasses called Goggins Goggles. Baby Billy Freeman is one of the most used memes on the internet. You are welcome.
Is it Theo James?
No. I'm sorry.
People are now just Googling White Lotus, trying to come up with names of people that are in it. Hello, the X.
How about Google Goggins?
Hello, how's it going?
Hey, man, who's Big J trying to be? Please, for the love of God, save the segment.
Walter Goggins.
Close enough. We're going to take it.
I don't know. I heard
He said Walter Goggins,
Okay.
but we're going to take it anyway. Congratulations. You got Cradle of Filth tickets. Hang on 1 second.
Oh,
Why
God.
is Walton Goggins
sorry,
in the
everybody.
news?
Walton Goggins is in the news because they just announced the lineup of the end of the season here for the 50th of Saturday Night Live, and Walton and Arcade Fire are going to be handling May 10th. Scarlett Johansson, Bad Bunny going to be there May 17th, and Quentin Brunson. Not familiar who that is.
She is in Abbott Elementary. Won a bunch of Emmys for it.
Okay, and Benson Boone, star of Coachella, is going to be there on May 3rd.
Backflips on Saturday Night Live. What a treat. Probably should have went with Scarlett Johansson given that story.
I guess so.
Now
But
you know.
I feel like Walton Goggins needs to be a household name, and we'll make that happen here.
Yeah, kicking, dragging, and screaming into that.
You can't miss the dude right now. He is literally everywhere.
I think we got proof that people can't.
I know they need to wake up.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. We will wrap up the show here next on the X.
It's back.
What's inside your spirit box, Big J?
A perfect soul.
That is the name of that song, as a matter of fact, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. That wraps up the show for today and this week. Busy Friday show. As always, a special thank you to both Jen and Coral from the Comedy Lounge for coming in and talking about all the happenings this weekend at the Comedy Lounge. Check out loungeboise.com for additional information. And check out the video podcast so you can see Coral's shirt. She was wonderfully dressed when she came into the studio this morning. You'll learn more if you check out our YouTube channel and check out the video podcast of what's going on. We also want to thank the Schnitzel Garden for popping by and talking about Be Our Guest. It is live at xrock.com. Get them while you can. There's less than 30 left now for these certificates, and once they are gone, they are gonzo. So grab them while you can, and if you miss out, maybe check out some of the other deals that are still available there at the Be Our Guest page at xrock.com and get yourself some crazy deals. $25 will get you $50 to most of those places that are up there, but the Schnitzel Garden knows what's going on. Great to talk to Alicia and Zion this morning and learn a little bit more about what they do and why you should check that place out in Eagle for sure. And we even gave away tickets to the Sold Out Nothing More show and enjoy the last days of Last Band Standing and Inflation Domination here on the show. It does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, man. Let's get lucky this weekend, huh?
How much money are you bringing to a win and or lose in Las Vegas from a gambling standpoint?
That's a great question, Nick. I haven't been given my allowance yet.
Okay, but there's two of you, so that means it's coming out of the same pot, which means is it less than usual?
Our gambling habits is, I'll race through mine because I always bet large.
You do?
So.
Oh, now, do you play anything other than the slots and the poker slots, those kind of things, or
I
no?
mean, occasionally, I've been recently playing like the electronic, like roulette.
Okay. All right.
So maybe I'll hit a roulette table.
Now, I was joking, but I think you and I should play in a poker tournament together. I think we should find one and we should play and we should see how we do.
Yeah.
I think you would do really, really well.
Yeah. I'll wear glasses, wear a hat.
I mean, let's really
wear
poker
one of my
it up.
Dixon flannels, and people are like, oh, he's a pro. Look out.
I mean, you are packing your flannels, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then I say, hit me during the poker game. And that's when they know, we got him. We got him, guys.
I love that idea. Yeah, we're headed to Vegas. We're back on Sunday, though, so we'll see you Monday here on the show. Have a fantastic weekend. Jason Drew's up next. It's the X Rocks.